the bluebells are starting to come out. I think in a couple of weeks this area is going to be absolutely beautiful. Maybe not even a week. Maybe in a couple of days. But unfortunately, it's going to rain for the next 4 days, solidly, I think. Aren't they just beautiful? They're so frilly. Perfect post-walk lunch. Fried egg sandwich with super runny yolks. Nim, 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 nim. It looks disgusting, but it tastes so nice. I want to bake. I want to bake cake. I want to bake chocolate cake. I want to bake chocolate fudge cake because I've got some white chocolate fudge. But I want to chop up and use as decoration. But I have a quandary. Do I do cupcakes or loaf cake? I finally have taken small, round, fully iced cake out of the equation. I've only got Christmas cupcake cases, or I've got fairy cake cases. I don't really want to do fairy cakes. I want to do cupcakes. But I kind of want to do a loaf cake. Because loaf cakes are fun. I don't really know. I haven't done this for probably about a week. The camera's not wonky, the magnets are wonky. I live a wonky life. Star Baker! William the First, well, William the Conqueror, William Rufus, Henry the First, Stephen, Henry the Second, Richard the Lionheart, John, Henry the Third, Edward 1, 2, 3, Richard the Second. Someone, Richard the Third. No, Richard the Third. One of these is some more Edwards. There's Edward 4 and 5 somewhere. Henry the 6th, 7th, 8th, Edward the 6th, I want to say. Mary Elizabeth, no, idiot. Jane, Lady Jane Grey. Can't really count her as queen. Lady Jane Grey, Mary Elizabeth, James the First of England, 6th of Scotland. James the First. So Charles the First, Charles the Second, James the Second. No. Must be James the Second, Charles the First, Charles the Second, James the Third, because that's Mary. Yeah, Mary Anne, George the First, Second, Third, Fourth, William the Fourth, Vicky, Edward the Seventh, George the Fifth, George the Sixth. No, Edward the Seventh, George the Sixth, Edward the Eighth, George the Oh, I meant that to be George the Fifth, didn't I? Did I? Yeah, Edward the Seventh, George the Fifth, Edward the Eighth, George the Sixth, Lizzie 2, and then let's go Charlie Boy, Charles the Third. Yay! At some point, I need to find Saxon magnets so that I can have old Athelstan up too. It's these bits. I need to practice. Well, in my listening to the whole Rex Factor series, I'm on series 3 now. I'm now on to the wife of Henry the Third before we start the Edward train. Yeah, he's definitely Richard II. I remember having to look it up when I started getting stuck there, and I learnt that bit. Now I need to learn this bit. This is War of the Roses territory, isn't it, here? So we've got the Plantagenet dynasty, and then we've got the Tudors. Tudors. I'm pretty sure it's Edward the Fourth. This fella looks funny. These two, he looks like a monk. Is there an Edward the Martyr, or is Edward the Martyr's before these guys? Edward the Martyr is up here. He's a Saxon, isn't he? Yeah, because it's Edward the Martyr who dies, and then Godwin's son comes along. Harold II. I can't remember. Even though I've listened to Rex Factor like twice now, I still can't remember the history. Right, we have cake stuff. Let's not get distracted by British monarchs. Let's bake cake. Yay, cake! Yay, cake! Yay, cake! Yay, cake! Everything here is from Sainsbury's, isn't it? I do go to other shops too. So I'm using a Jane's Patisserie recipe for her chocolate fudge cake with the best ever frosting, I think it's called. She's got it in cupcake, loaf cake and full cake form. I'm pretty sure I used this recipe for my birthday cake as well. It is such a good cake. So I've got chocolate and butter melting. I've got flour, cocoa powder, raising agent, sugar measured out ready, because I do a slightly different method, and I've got buttermilk, eggs and vanilla in there. And then the icing has evaporated milk in, which is pretty cool. Oh, and she also recommends putting coffee in, which I'll add to this mixture once it's a little bit more melted. Because it does help deepen the chocolatey flavour. It does give a certain je ne sais quoi. I listen to too many podcasts. A certain je ne sais. Oh my god, what is the actual phrase? I only know the joke version now. Je ne sais quoi? Je ne sais quoi? Yeah, it gives it a certain je ne sais quoi. A depth to the chocolatiness, the chocolate. So yeah, that's where we're at. I should probably put the oven on now. So I'm melting this very slowly. Melty, melty, melty. I'm also keeping an eye out because it's now 2:45 and apparently it's going to rain from 4. So at the moment it's beautiful blue skies, and I kind of have like this pact with myself that as soon as it goes slightly dark, I'm going out there and getting my washing in, because that's probably dry. It's been out there most of the day. But look at those beautiful blue skies. It's so lovely. And then after today, it's going to it down for like 4 days. Welcome to Britain. We love a bit of weather. Oh, whilst I was on my walk, I was walking around. Whilst I was on my walking around, I was in the woods, and so in my head I was changing the words to just around the river bend from Pocahontas to just around the big oak tree. And it started off with, what I love most about forests is you can't, no, what I love about woods is you can't step in the same forest twice. The trees are always growing, the woods are changing. But people, I guess, can't live like that, so we all must pay a price. To be safe, we lose our chance of ever knowing what's around the big oak tree, waiting just around the big yew tree. I look once more just around the big oak tree, beyond the green, somewhere past those trees, don't know what for, what I dream the day might send, just around the big oak tree, waiting just around the big yew tree. There you go. Plot twist, I changed my mind, I'm doing loaf cake. Hope you like my rendition. I was thinking like, oh, when I get home I'm going to officially like sit down and change the words, and I was like, no, I can't be bothered, life's too short, isn't it? I'm sure someone else has already done that. What's that theory? If you can think it, someone's on a porn for that. That's what I'm essentially thinking. It's already been done. Everything's been done now, guys. The internet's ruined us all. Whee! It's slightly lumpy, but who cares? Because it's cake. Da 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 da. It's slightly lumpy, but who cares? It's only cake. It's only cake. It'll still taste good. Yeah. Welcome to Amy's World. It's full of music. What's inside my loaf tin? What's inside my loaf tin? I look once more just inside my loaf tin, beyond the oven. Don't know what for, but I dream will taste so good. What's inside my loaf tin? It's quite a liquid batter. So I was comparing the recipe between this and the cupcake one, and now I think I understand why the amounts vary so much, and I think it's probably a thicker batter for a cupcake, isn't it? This is very liquid, this bad boy, and I can attest. Delish. So I'm just chilling, doing my thing, singing Fly Like an Eagle by in this moment, fizzing about in my little cupboard that's right by the window, which is right by the front door, and I know that I can hear, when I'm sat here on the sofa, I can hear people's conversations out there like they're in the room. And I thought, oh, my neighbours have gone out, I can sing, and I can sing loudly. Knock at the door. That's twice that's happened to me now, fiddling about in that cupboard singing. And it was the guys that needed to come finish off doing some work on our adorable wood burner. So now we have the wood burner installed. We can't do anything with it for 48 hours. Everything has to like settle into place apparently. And yeah, and my cake is probably done now. Leave me alone. So yeah, I'll flip you around and you can have a look. Thank you. You can see a tiny little ember of the little like testing pellety things that they use to burn. If I put the lights on, you probably won't even see it because one of the light bulbs have gone. That's my next job. Yeah, you just can't see it. You just won't be able to see it. Okay, you have to imagine it. I'll show you another day. But I have a tin tiny fireplace, and now I can put everything back up. Oh, heaven. Another top tip I have is when you're making chocolate buttercream, when you're creaming your butter, add your cocoa powder, because this way you get a much more smoother chocolate buttercream. Oh, my bowl has given up on life. Cake! I'm up to stick it in the fridge. I'm thinking what might be fun, because of the whole cupcake dilemma, I was going to cut a hole out of the cupcake and put pipe ganache in it. I'm thinking, would it be weird if I cut like a channel out of the top, filled that with ganache, put like the lid back on? What do we reckon? Would that be weird? Am I going to do it anyway? Probably. We have ganache. We have a treasure of a loaf cake. It's still very warm, but that's okay because we're waiting for this bad boy to cool and thicken anyway. I'm just going to let it cool and stir it occasionally so that it's nice and smooth. I love ganache. So this one, normally I just do dark milk or I just do milk ganache. I'm not really I'm a dark chocolate person, so I do tend to just do dark. But this, I've done 50-50, so it's 75 grams milk choc, 75 grams dark choc, and then 150 ml cream. And then normally I would chop up the chocolate into small pieces and I would warm up the cream to steaming. But I found a recipe, so I have heard of people putting all of it into a bain-marie. I think there's some good food recipes, and I have seen other people heat the chocolate and then add the cream before, but quite often if you add cold to hot it seizes. But this way it was an all-in-one method. Just you whack it all in the microwave and not burn it, but you know what I mean. Run it for 10 seconds and stir. Just keep going until it's all melted, and it has made quite a nice looking ganache. So I'm going to fill up this hole. I've saved like the top pieces so I can put that on top. I've dug a little hole. It's a lovely chocolate cake. I can confirm it is moist, it is squishy, it is lovely. I have carved a trencher. It's not very deep, but then you don't want too much, do you, really? It's just a kind of little treat. But I wish I went slightly more into the side, because I think the first piece you're not going to get any ganache. But it will stop me and my partner fighting over the end piece, because for some reason we really like the end pieces. So it will stop that fight, I suppose. Or one will have one and one will have the other. Not a problem. Or I could save a little bit of ganache for afters. That's not a bad idea. Stop texting me, whoever you are. Oh, it's Jem. Ha! Excellent. There it is, the chocolate cake. There it is, looking weird. This has been quite a singy episode, hasn't it? Ta-da! We've got white chocolate fudge chunks, some bigger, some smaller. We have dribbles of ganache. We have sprinkles. We have excessive piping usage. We have made a minor mess, but we have the best thing on earth, ganache-filled chocolate cake. Oh yeah, I'm quite happy with that. It doesn't look too shabby. I mean, we had a few experiments, and those experiments didn't go well. But that's what it's about. It's about learning. It's about trying something new. It's about having some fun. Being creative. Yeah, creative with cake. Cake. I'm doing a pilaf. I have never made a pilaf before. I'm doing a squash pilaf with broad beans and dill. It is from the Hairy Bikers Everyday Winners book because I realised I haven't actually done a lot from this. And a lot of the ones I've done have been a lot of effort. So I kind of look at this book as like oh, so much effort. I'm hoping this isn't too much effort. I think it's just chop stuff up and cook it. Because that's how you cook. So I've got my rice ready. I've got my spice ready. I'm going to chop up butternut, onion. I've found some parmesan, like a rind of it, knocking about. I'm guessing it's a bit risotto-y. Does parmesan go with Baharat spice? I was going to say, we're going to find out, but now I'm slightly concerned and I've already put the wrapper in the bin. Do you know what? I might just put this rind in the bin. I could freeze it and I can have it as a soup, can't I? I'll do that. Crochet and cake. But most importantly, a decent cuppa. Oh, living my best life, baby. Fat milk, 20th of the 4th. 3 times is 100 ml ish.